It's Kenny live on Kenny 102.5. Here we are, Kenny Chesney in studio. We were just talking. I was mentioning to Kenny, I remember the day our music director came to us. It was 1995 and said, here is a song I want you to play. This guy's really good. And it was Kenny Chesney, Fall in Love. And that was 1995. So a whole generation has grown up listening to you. It's pretty wild to think about.
It really is. And I came to the station without a record label rep. I just got off my bus and went into the station. And that's where this whole thing started here, you know, with this station. And it was my first radio station visit ever, I believe. You know, I was opening for somebody.
Isn't that something?
I believe that's true. I was opening for somebody up here. I can't remember who it was actually, but you know, this I've said it on stage a lot at Gillette and wherever we played in New England. But this part of the country was played some of my first songs before a lot of the rest of the country thought it was cool to do so, you know. And so that I've never really forgotten that, you know, and that's where, you know, this love affair, if you will, started.
Totally.
You know, so.
And tell us about how No Shoes Nation that came to be, the term.
Well, it was.
And the birth, I should say. The birth
well,
of the
you know,
nation.
it was 2012. And that summer, I was thinking about my fan base, and I was thinking about, you know, how much they give and how much they care about the music and how much they live with these songs and what the investment that they've given, you know, to my music and to come to the live shows. And we were on the bus one day, and I heard No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problems, you know, and something that I was working on, and I went, that's it. And I saw these faces of these fans, and they had this sign that says, No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problems. And I went, that's, like, I'm going to name them, you know? And I didn't think about it for a month, and then I was on stage. It was 2012, I believe, on stage in Gillette, and it just clicked. I saw those people, those faces out in the audience. And I said, you're going to name these people No Shoes Nation because these people care about what you're doing. And from that moment on, that's where the term, it just stuck. And the next year, I came back and I had lunch with Robert and Jonathan Kraft in their office. And it was the night before our show, and they took me out into the Robert's box where he watches all the games, and they had this huge sign made and they have, if you look inside Gillette, they have all these Super Bowl banners, and they had a banner next to all their Super Bowl banners that says No Shoes Nation, established
cool
2012 Gillette Stadium. And I'm so proud of that, you know, and because it just stamps what I knew was true, and I want, you know, it just meant the world to me.
The first time that you did Gillette, were you wicked nervous, thinking, am I going to fill this place? That's 60,000 people.
I'm wicked nervous today. What are you talking about? We're going on sale today.
I mean, that's a big shoes to fill.
That was our, you know, the first stadium show I ever did was the University of Tennessee's football stadium in Knoxville, which was my hometown. We did that in 2003. 2004 was my first time doing Gillette. And we just did a couple of stadium shows that summer, and that's where it started. I was so nervous. You know, I was, because the year before we did 2 nights at the amphitheater outside of town in Mansfield.
Right.
You know, so we did 2 nights the year before, and that was an absolute blast. But we could just feel a swell. You know what I mean? We could just feel. And the next year, we went and did that, but I can tell you the night before the show, like, I was so nervous, and I was nervous going on stage. I was, you know, but I didn't have my bearings yet. You know, I didn't know how to feel inside of there. I didn't know it was going to become home.
Right. You're home away from home, for sure.
I didn't know it was going to turn into what it did.
Well, let's go to 2011 and the Gillette Stadium, the downpours. Do you remember that show?
Is that the year we had to move the show because of the hurricane?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, and Old Dominion was with you.
Yes.
And you did the song that they co-wrote, Save It for a Rainy Day.
Save It for, and I thank them every day.
It's such a great song.
Can you imagine
right?
those guys, Old Dominion, writing Save It for a Rainy Day and not recording it?
Right. And then it was downpouring.
Yeah. So, but
Wow.
I tell you, those guys are great, and they've been a kind of a good part of what we've, the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's kind of the joke. Yeah, are you guys going out on tour with me again? And so, but being on stage with those guys and singing this song, especially the last couple of years, has
Yeah.
been really, really special.
Well, yeah, and who could forget that? That just every time I hear the song, I think back before Old Dominion, but that day in 2011 when people were just stayed
Drenched.
there
But
all night.
that's what's so great about the live experience. And when it's raining that hard, and there's so many people out there listening to your music, and it's just kind of a shared moment. In everybody realizes, it's not going to stop raining. We're going to be here, and let's all experience this and enjoy this together.
Awesome.
And that's what I love about live music. You never know what's going to happen day to day, and hopefully it's sunny every day. But when it rains, it just rains.
It's like
and
sports.
it becomes a different party. So and it definitely did that in 2011. That's for sure.
All right, well, let's take a listen to Kenny Chesney's from Live in No Shoes Nation. Save it for a rainy day. It's Kenny Live on Kenny 102.5.